Welcome to Real Black Consciousness Forum podcast. Thanks for listening, and remember to like, share, and comment on the content. Hit that notification tab so you will know when new content has been uploaded. And now your host, Big VJ.
Yes, we are back, beloved. Yes. Welcome back to the podcast. This is indeed your brother. Big VJ is definitely checking in, right? Today's conversation is a part 2, right? We listened to one of our beautiful sisters tell her testimony about infidelity and her marriage. And if you want to listen to the audio or see the video in its entirety, you can go on Breakbeat Media. This is a platform on YouTube. The name of the video is Wife Loses 100 Pounds and Then Cheats, right? So we did the first 20 minutes of the show, of the podcast, of the interview. The interview in its entirety is like 50 minutes long. So we're going to do our best to do 20 minutes, and then 10. And of course, in between, we're going to do some commentary, right? So, that is that. We're going to do a quick recap for those that may not have watched part 1. But I feel like it's important that we begin with a recap and then we get some takeaways about what we learned from the first 20 minutes. Something that we may be able to apply in our own personal lives, right? Before we do that, I want to do this first. Shout out to our sister Mercedes. Queen, I got your DM. I responded back. I see you gave me the thumbs up, right? So now it's up to you. If you want to continue that conversation, it'd be a cool topic. You guys already know. It's the comments, that run this platform. It's the engine and the fuel to the machine. So if you want to do that, sis, just let me know. We'll pick a topic. We can talk about it, right? That's that. Secondly, I want to say to the 2 sisters that DM me that said they want to tell their story about them being married and infidelity, I'm cool with that too. Okay? We just may have to play email tag or DM tag just for a little while, so you can share your story. If you just want to type it up in the form of an email, that's cool too. I don't really care. I can read the email. Of course, I'm not going to read nobody's name. That's just not my thing. That's not my bag. But we can read your scenario, no matter how long it is, and then we have a conversation about that. Because, of course, we're all adults. This is a no judgment zone, right? So I just want to make sure we put that on the table first. Going back to the conversation that we're going to have today. Again, we're going to start off at the 20-minute mark. And as a quick recap, this is what's going on, right? So we got a sister that found her. She found her king in young adulthood, right? Maybe even teenager. I think they knew each other about 16, 17, 18. She married the brother when they were 18, I believe, 19. I think maybe 19. And it was a beautiful thing. At that time, though, her husband, he's a little big guy, he's a little overweight. She too, big girl, a little overweight. When I say a little overweight, like 300 pounds plus. After the marriage, they had a child together. After the child together, I'm guessing she put on more weight. So she had weight loss surgery. After she had the weight loss surgery, then, she found a new self, a new identity. She was looked at more desirable, right? So with this newfound attention, she began going out to the clubs more, flirting a little bit more, and then ultimately end up fucking a co-worker. And then that led to her husband finding out and her getting a divorce, right? So we already know that part. The part that we're going to pick up on is like the 20-minute mark, right? And she's going to be talking about how she got caught. So we're going to go into detail about how she got caught. We're going to listen. We're going to do some commentary. But we also got some some takeaways from that, right? I just want to say this about that, right? It was clear that the sister, being a big girl, there was an inner child in her that still needed approval from people that they never gave her this approval to begin with. You know, you can kind of feel invisible in this society. You're a big person. Unfortunately, right, let me say it this way. The way that elementary, middle school, and high school was kind of set up in America is it gives you a foundation. And it doesn't instill into our youth unity. You don't get unity and upliftment from the schoolhouse. You kind of begin to learn the big I's and the little U's in school, right? You get to see different pockets of people. This is the first time you stumble on groups, right? These are the nerds, right? These are the tech groups over here, you know, and this are the jocks over here. This guy's on the basketball team, he's popular, you know. This guy on the football team, he's popular. Then we get to see the band is this. So you get to see groupings and people that are highlighted in school, and then there are others that they're not highlighted, they're not popular, right? I can imagine being a big girl or just any kind of regular person. You almost are, you know, it's like you're invisible. Nobody can really see you, and that creates a void, right? What it looked like is that when the sister got the surgery, she was able to get another type of attention at the workplace that she was not able to get from her foundation of middle school and high school. Being that I am, beloved, a man of a certain age, when you kind of see these dealings at the work, because we all seen it. We all seen the married woman dealing with, you know what I'm saying, men at the job, and we seen the married man dealing with women at the job. That workplace kind of like, you know, cut buddy, fuck buddy environment, you know, fucking your coworkers. That whole workplace vibe, it's almost like high school all over again. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you're back in high school, because it's like people that wasn't the cool person are now trying to be the cool person at the job, though. They're trying to relive something that's not, because that's when I hear the sister talk, I'm like, she's trying to relive something that it wasn't there in her early stages of life. You underdig? So she did what so many other women did. Now that's how I look at her story. Outside of that, that's how it kind of goes. The workplace becomes the 13th grade, the 14th grade, right? The 15th grade. Because we see this so frequently with black women and brown women at the job, fucking co-workers, right? Now, her husband divorced her, right? He divorced her, he let it go, and you know, that's his decision. It is what it is. On this platform, we don't support divorce. We just ain't with it. Like, we know all is the mind. We don't think that we know it. We know all is the mind and the universe is mental. So we know that thought pattern, you know, it can be worked on, right? I gotta say this because when we talk about not divorcing, it's not like we are oblivious to the fact that we do know all is mind. Meaning, right, let me say it this way. Sisters got to understand that doing right by a woman, when a husband is doing right by a woman, doing right by his wife, that should never come at the expense of his sanity. See, when you as a woman, you fucking off, you fucking co-workers, you fucking your baby daddy, ex-boyfriends, high school sweethearts, you digging on back. When you're doing that and you under covenant with a man, right? When you under covenant with a man, with your husband, doing right by you from his position, it should never come at the expense of his sanity. So we know that a man's job is to provide, protect, instruct, avenge, and revenge. He can't fucking do his job if his mind is not there, right? Same thing go with the ladies. We get it, ladies. Like, you doing right by a man, you doing right by your husband, it should never come at the expense of your sanity. Where you checking the phone, you traumatized, like you scared to check phones now because the last time you checked the man's text, it was a bitch there. So now every time the phone buzz, you get a vibration going through. You got anxiety and all this old kind of shit. And same with brothers. He check your phone, he sees something. Now this man got anxiety for the rest of his life. Come on now, we can't do it that way. So we're not oblivious to that, right? What we are saying here is that we are cool with separation. You know what I mean? And especially if y'all over there fighting and shit, busting the windows out, you know what I'm saying, putting holes in the wall and all this old kind of shit. The police got to come out there and like, yo, separation is cool. But we also know as men, as husbands, we want to be able to put our family, our wives in the best position to win, right? So this is some takeaways that we got from, because we're not going to judge the husband in this conversation. What we seen is the young lady, she got a body done, right? That's one thing. Big Mama always said, my Big Mama said something real tricky. She was like, you got to be careful when women get their bodies done, because they're not doing it for you. They already got you. If you married to her, she already got you. So you got to be aware that when she do this, she going to get a newfound, it's going to be more attention on her now from other eyes. You dig what I'm saying? So we just feel like, I feel like men, we operate by three things, right? We operate by power, sex, and ego. And that can sway both ways. It can sway both ways. When you operate underneath, power, sex, and ego, it's like your ego won't let you have certain conversations with your wife that other men's ego, they're going to have that conversation that you might not have it. Because some of our brothers' ego is so wrapped into, oh, I met her when I was 12 years old. She ain't going to fuck off. Oh, this is my, we went to junior high together. We went to high school together. This is my college sweetheart. Oh, she got less than 5 bodies. What you're hearing is a man say, ego, ego, ego. She ain't going to do it. And then when she does it, he's blindsided. He did not see it. He thought he had the special woman. The reason why, beloved, that we're so passionate about the marriage, we know that all is the mind, and we also know there is no such thing as a special woman. We know that, beloved. We don't think it, we know it, right? So like, I'm going to give you an example, a real-time example. You see the story that we're talking about, right? So a lot of cats can be like, yo, V, you talk about never getting divorced. Now, look, that could, if your old lady did that, look, she run around with a co-worker. Would you keep it? Would you do this? Would you do that? You know what I say to that, beloved? Being that I am married over 20 years, I don't even think, keeping it real with you, I don't even think my wife would do that. Fuck around with the co-worker and all this little kind of shit. I don't even think she would do it. You know what, beloved? I know she would do it. Do you know why I know? Because she's a woman. Beloved, I didn't get the special woman. Niggas think they got the special woman. Nobody has the special woman. It's not a reality. So we say on this podcast, if a nigga got access to your bitch, he finna give your bitch some dick to digest. He got access. What do you think he's gonna do? When you are a husband, and I'm going to give you this game because this is important that nephews hear this. Nephews got to understand this. When you have a husband such as myself that been married for a long time, this is the secret to that. Every married man that's been married over 20 years, they understand and they are committed to doing 3 things in their marriage. You know what those 3 things is? Programming, deprogramming, and reprogramming. When you see a man that been married over 20 years, that's all the fuck you really seeing. We committed to that shit. Programming, deprogramming, and reprogramming. We are fucking committed to that shit. That is the reality of a man being married. The difference between, I would say, a person like myself, because I'm from the Avenue, and my man in the situation is that he wasn't committed to deprogramming. His bitch got knocked. He kind of like sent it to, he kind of was like blind with the shit. We're not blaming the man for doing nothing. We're not blaming the husband for doing nothing. But I'm just saying this. Being that you are the general over your household, right? You're the general over your household. Your family is your militia. You under dig? It's yours, right? You on that plane. You the pilot. You on that ship. You the skipper. You got to set your family up to win. You can't be putting your bitch on the front line and then trip out when she get hit by a stray, or she get hit like nigga put her underneath that radar or that scope and he hit her. You can't trip on that. You got to be willing to come back, beloved. It's all is the mind. You got to be able to, damn, you don't know how to program a bitch? You can't program, deprogram, and reprogram? It's all about coaching up now. My man, I ain't, like I said, he put his old lady out there on the front line, and I'm like, bro, it's so many jobs. I don't get this whole job shit. You know, you can't put your old lady, if she's nice looking. We ain't just talking, we ain't trying to be funny. But if she is nice looking, you know she's nice looking. You can't put her in the fucking warehouse with a bunch of niggas, bro. You can't put her in manufacturing. Your Jewish partner is not doing that. You're not working. How many black men been in the workforce over 10, 15, 20 years? They never work with a Jewish woman. They wouldn't know one if they see one. They never work next to a Turkish woman or an Arabian woman. They don't work next to Japanese women. It doesn't happen. You know who they work next? Every job you go to, you know you do see black women. You see black all at the post office. They done took over the goddamn post office. You dig? They done took the shit over. All at the post office. All in the warehouses. All in the distribution centers. They took over the Board of Education. They took over the Department of Transportation. All of them bus drivers and shit like that. So then they go back to park the bus. The nigga that cleaned the bus off, the maintenance guys, they already there. They're waiting for them. They the new booty on deck. I mean, this is what it really is. So I'm like, dog, they all in the plant. They in the plant. Now, the Turkish women ain't out here. They ain't in the plant. The sisters is out here. And then when something happens, you know, and like I said, we talking about my man interview. I'm like, bro, you know, nigga put some dick on her at the job, right? He divorces her. And then later in the story, he gets remarried. And this is the thing I always try to share with men. Look, I'm gonna tell you some cold shit. If you're gonna be a husband, nephew, listen, you gotta be committed, beloved, to programming, deprogramming, and reprogramming. You're gonna have to be committed to that. Y'all niggas think y'all gonna take the easy path to heaven, to good times, to the best of, and it ain't gonna work. You think you're gonna go out in the world and get a bitch that's already programmed just for you. It is not so. So if you leave one woman for cheating and you get another woman, that new bitch cannot guarantee you she will not do the same thing the one you just got rid of doing. Cause we doing some recapping. When the sister's telling her testimony, the thing that she said that stood out to me, and she's like, she never cheated before ever. She never been in a relationship. She never cheated before ever. She got involved with this activity after she got married, then after the weight loss surgery, and then she's like, yeah, after she got her body done, what are the first things she said? I started going out to the club by myself. Where your husband at? Why he stayed at home with the child. He didn't want to go. She at the club by herself. What the fuck you think is that? It's not no married clubs out here. You sending a brick house, your old lady, to go to the club by herself with a bunch of single people, and she coming back home at 1, 2 in the morning. We not judging no husband. We just talking about decision making. We talking about let's kick it like this. We talking about programming, reprogramming, and deprogramming. So your old lady can go out to the club by herself, nice body, tight ass shit on, and what you think happening out there? I'm keeping it 100. Like, what you think? Y'all not going together? Dude had no idea. Dude had no idea. So again, you know, us as men, we operate on 3 things, right? You know, it's all about power, sex, and ego with us. And then the way we work our minds is logic, then emotions. But a woman is not like that. They go emotions, then logic. So it's like the backwards of what you're doing. That's what kind of make the balance between the two. But you got to be committed to those 3 things. You think, right? And I just got to say this again before we're going to play it, but I got to say this again. Beloved, if you think you're going to get a bitch that's already programmed just for you, and you're going to be able to just go to do your vows and run off to the sunset and have a beautiful life, and you just going, no, that's not going to work that way. You got to get some other shit in your wheelhouse, because going back to my man's story, She cheated on his watch. So you got now. I'm looking at the whole thing in its totality. It's not like this bitch was a cheater before you got with her. She became a cheater after y'all got together. So that means when you divorced her, you left the woman out there in a worse condition than she was when you got her. That's what men like. The father walking down the aisle, he handing her off to you. Nigga, she belong to you. She your property. Now you got her, and you never gave her the game. She didn't see it coming. She was so fucking green at that job. She didn't even know that the nigga was lying to her. Your husband's supposed to be able to tell you what niggas is. Man, you supposed to be telling your old lady, man, everything a nigga say to you is a lie, baby girl. I'm gonna keep it 100. And the nigga love you, you should be able to see this, and that. And if he fuck with you for real, he'll do this, and that. She should have been on game. But you know what we say on the avenue. If you want something slow, bitch, you better go get you know, want something green and slow, bitch, you better go get a turtle. So the man that was fucking with your wife, when he got to the job, he seen your wife, she was the turtle on the job. She was green and she was fucking slow. And he took advantage of that and he put some dick on your old lady that fucked up your household. Now let's go back to power, sex, and ego. Some niggas' ego would allow them to divorce their old lady after that. Some niggas' ego won't. Some niggas' ego, they won't even give a nigga the satisfaction to know that he dropped some dick on their wife and you're the reason why I broke my shit up because you were dropping dick on my old lady. You the reason. Like, some niggas' ego like, nah, I ain't gonna let no nigga. Shit, I got some ism over here. I know how to program, you know what I'm saying, deprogram, whatever you got cracking. I know how to deprogram and reprogram some shit. Hey, if you ain't careful, I might turn back. I might fuck your bitch. No, we just having fun. Right? We gonna just. All right. Let's play the video and then we'll take it from there. All right, that's enough talking. Let's play the video.
It is cringy, but I was gone. My mind was gone.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah.
I was really in love, so I thought.
But that euphoria that you described earlier, it can't be manufactured, you know?
I had never felt that way before, ever.
So you tell him, what does he say? How do you tell him?
Well,
I know you went back and forth in your mind about it a couple times.
He had been probing, and I went back and forth in my mind about it. I talked to a therapist about it because it was haunting me.
Of course.
I talked to my therapist about it. I had talked to my mom about it, and I talked to my pastor about it. I was going crazy. I couldn't have this guy, but I couldn't stop what we were doing, and I was just completely bored with my relationship at home. I just wanted to be done. In my mind, I wanted to tell him what I had done. I wanted him to leave me and so I could be with this guy. That's what the plan was at first.
Isn't that
I had to work through that.
Yeah.
Definitely not what happened.
Hell no.
Let's stop. If you want something green and slow, you better go get a turtle. You know what shorty is? She's a whole turtle. She reached out to everybody to help her with a situation. She was already in the pot. Nigga already put her in the blender. She didn't have a game. From the very beginning, her husband never schooled her. See, here's the thing about black life, right? This is the thing about black life. See, there's nothing sacred in the black community. So that means that your marriage ain't sacred. A black husband gotta wake up every fucking day along with black wives to know when they walk outside their door, nothing is sacred. So we're gonna have to talk about some shit before it happens. I feel as though our village have got so reactionary. You know, we don't really know how to deal with nothing until we have to react to it. Because we act like we can never see it coming. But we can't see it coming because that goes back, especially me, and that goes back to the power, sex, and ego. Your ego is so big, you can't see your wife fucking off until she fuck off. You don't see it. You're blindsided, right? The safe space is not there where you guys can tell each other about you being attracted to a female and she being attracted to a man and this and that. So it's not even there. That safe space is not even there. But just think about the list of people that she went to talk to find some help. She never got the game up front. She didn't even know. If your wife think a side nigga love her, she green as a motherfucker. She green as fuck, bro. She's a whole turtle. She didn't know no better. And it's up to you, because niggas want to fuck your wife. You know you come from a village, there's nothing sacred. So I'm looking at it like, well, you know, beloved, we really can't support divorce because the black family is fucked up. 70% of our women are already single parents, right? That's a big fucking number. That's a big hill to climb. That's number one. Number two, we got over 1.5 million black children in foster care, right? So we can't even fucking afford a divorce. I can't talk about divorce on this platform. We can't fucking afford it. Do you hear those two numbers? 70% single. Over 1.5 million black children in foster. Yo, we can't fucking afford to break up no homes. We can't. So we got to be committed. We got to be committed to meeting a female, being a husband, and learning the skill and art of programming, deprogramming, and reprogramming. All is the mind. If you think you just finna go and meet a broad that's programmed, tailor-made just for you, it's not gonna happen. And then on top of this brother got a bitch. She wasn't even no cheater. She became a cheater after being with him because he didn't even. And I'm not putting it on no man, but I am putting it on the man because your old lady got to know stumbling blocks. This is some shit that you have to talk about before it happened. I'm gonna give you an example. Detroit is a very violent city, beloved. This motherfucker is violent. You know what I mean? East, west side, southwest, north end is violent. My family is from my second home. They from the old country, Alabama, right? There's some rules of engagement. When you get in this city, it's not like the South. Like you get to this motherfucker, you can't speak to nobody. You know, you don't speak to strangers here. If you don't know them, you don't give eye contact too long. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my mama used to have a saying, before they cross the Ohio River, when your family is coming up south to visit you, you give them the speech. Listen, when you get here, don't you speak to no motherfucking body. Don't you speak to nobody. If you're driving down the street and a car stop in front of you, do not fucking blow that horn. You keep that steering wheel at a 10 to 2. You just look straight. You don't do nothing. If niggas stop in front of you and have a conversation, you let them young niggas finish their conversation. You don't fucking blow the horn up here. You know, you don't do a lot of eye contact direct and you don't know nobody. You don't do that shit here. You know why we do that, beloved? Because we're trying to protect our family. We ain't trying to make up no new rules. This is the fucking rules here. When my mom went to LA and I had to go to LA, I went to LA like my last trip to LA was like 2016, 2017. My mom thought that this color shit was for young people because she had on like red, she had a red dress on, she was gonna wear to church and all. And my auntie say, no, baby, you gotta take that off. My auntie said, no, baby, you got to take that off. You can't wear that over here. Sis, that shit, you can't. Go put another dress on. And my mama like, yo, I thought, what are you? She's like, you know, I'm almost 70 years old, and this my mama, hey, mom said, I don't give it that. That's for everybody. Those rules is for everybody. Look, when I went out to LA, beloved, I'm all out in East LA. You know what I'm saying? I went to essays, and I got with a couple of partners later from the 60s, right? They from South Central and great. So look, I go out there and they like, hey man, what was you at, V? They like, hey man, don't you carry your ass back over there no more. Don't you take your. Do you know why they was doing that? They were trying to preserve me as a member of their tribe, their family, their loved one. They're giving us the game. How could you be a married man, and you don't talk about how niggas and what they gonna do to hit on? You gotta tell her that, hey man, you know what? When you go out there, baby, these niggas gonna be at you. Don't you know pimps got to do that? You just don't put the bitch on the blade. You gotta coach the motherfucker up. Hey man, you ready to put Sunshine out there? Nah, she ain't ready. I gotta keep talking. I gotta get her mind together first before I put out there. Nigga, knock your bitch. Only green ass black American husbands think that they can get a woman, get a whole body done. They getting BBLs and they gonna walk around and just, they don't never give them the game. Their ego won't let them have a conversation. Oh, you know why? Oh, I got the good girl, so I'm safe. I got the good girl. She got less than 5 bodies. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas get into that, how many bodies he got, and they feel safer if she got less than, oh, she got less than 5 bodies, so she's safe. I met her at the church. I met her at the mines. I know a whole family. Man, I know her since she was 12. And then when they catch their old lady, nigga knock they bitch, they be asking their old lady, like, what kind of position he put you in? How big was his dick? Then they say this, I can't even believe you feel comfortable getting naked in front of him. You can't believe what, nigga? You can't make this shit up. We committed over here, bro. You can't get this far. When you hear a man say he over 20 years married, that man is telling you, hey, we know how to program, deprogram and reprogram around this motherfucker. It's shit different over here. You gotta do this. Every woman, and I'm gonna say this last little bit and I'm gonna let it play. Every fucking woman is an Escalade. She's an Escalade with a fucking oil leak. You can't run that vehicle off that oil that you put in it from fucking high school, bro. It's not gonna work. You can't run that vehicle off what you put in college. She has an oil leak. You gotta get a new quart of oil and keep filling that motherfucker up every so often. Cause what happened in my man's situation, bitch went to the job, low on oil. She parked that motherfucker at the job parking lot. The oil ran out on the ground. And the side nigga she met from the job, he put some new oil in that motherfucker and he rolled off in the car. You gotta constantly be. You signing up, you a husband, right? You signing up for this shit. Cause some of y'all niggas think, cause this nigga was issued a bitch. He got a bitch, she wasn't no cheater. She became a cheater on his watch. So what, you gonna get rid of this bitch and get another broad? Okay, if you demonstrated you couldn't even coach this, you couldn't even deprogram the bitch you had from 19. This should be the easiest. You know how many niggas run around here looking for young girls? And you know, they in their mind, I can get a young girl because I can deprogram and reprogram this young motherfucker. But you got a 19-year-old and you couldn't hold her? You gonna get a whole new woman? And bro, what are we talking about? We'll let it keep playing.
No.
Heck no. Definitely not what happened. So yeah.
So you tell him, what was the conversation like?
So I had went out and he had got a hold of one of my books. And I alluded to something in one of my little journals about an exciting night that I had out. Didn't use any names, but he put 2 and 2 together and he's like, what's going on? And
he invaded your privacy.
He invaded my privacy and he was just rambling. He knew something was going on, but he couldn't catch me. He couldn't put his finger on it. I had all types of locks on my phone. He could not figure it out.
Right.
I was sneaking out. I was doing this, doing that, saying I was with my...
Stop. We giving game. If you're married, and I ain't trying to get in your business, but I'm finna get in your business, right? I'm your uncle. I love you. I'm gonna give you the real. It'd be cool if I bullshitted you. I can't bullshit you because I love you. You're married. You gotta have a passcode to your spouse's phone. Not only that, every social media they got passcode, right? Bank account, passcode. Ain't no fucking secrets in this game. Ain't no secrets in this game. Now, the reason you ultimately got to know that is because death is certain, life is not. We can't have spouses dropping fucking dead and the spouse that's living can't handle no business because they don't got the account number. They not on the account. They can't even get into this. They can't log into this. They can't log into that. They can't even fucking get in the phone. We can't do that, beloved. We can't do that. Now, I'm going to give you an add-on. to what the young couples do that you must do now. Download an app on your phone. Track each other. Ronald Reagan say, trust but verify. It ain't nothing wrong with being married, loving, trusting, but verifying. Don't let nobody shame you for verifying what a person say. Tracking devices on the phone is a must. This is where we at. We don't have no fucking secrets, but we gonna verify some shit. You should always be skeptical of a spouse like, I don't want to give my passcode up. Oh, I can't remember my passcode. I can't forget. Bitch, delete it and start a new one. We're going to start a new passcode. Here go my passcode. Here go yours. And ain't no fucking, you can log into my shit. I can log into your shit. And ain't no fucking secrets here. See, this is learning. See, this is all this shit is a tool for learning. When people give you their testimony, we can learn from this shit. You can learn what not to do. You can learn what to do and what not to do. So far, what's the takeaways? Her infrastructure, her life was already set up to help her fuck off. She had all this freedom. She can go out to the club and run all around the world by herself. You know what I'm saying? Her phone and everything is locked up. She don't have to really give a whereabouts about nothing. She can make it a lot easy. And the husband ain't verifying nothing, so it makes it even easier. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. They never was one. Now, she had categorized her union as, well, we're best friends. How you best friends? I can't even get in the fucking phone. Also, I'm going to leave you with this. Brother, if you got a wife and y'all on social media together, why the fuck she got male friends in her friend list? Why? Do you know these niggas? Is they family? You should be able to look down your wife fucking friend list. Should no motherfucking body be there but family. You the only fucking friend she need, bro. You the only fucking friend she need, though. Sis, I'm gonna ask you a question. You look at your husband, social media, you look at all the women. Who the fuck is these? They should be cousins. They should be sisters. That's it. Where's all these hoes from college keeping up with him and high school keeping up with him? Why the fuck is they on his friend list? Why the fuck that you got to share each other moments with motherfuckers from back in the past? Y'all putting up pictures up and these hoes won't even heart your shit. They won't even like your shit. Bitch, they looking at your husband. Dog, they looking at your old lady. They looking at your old lady. And niggas do sneaky shit with this social media stuff. That you put a picture up, you and your girl, or your girl put a picture up, nigga won't even like the motherfucker. Motherfucker get about 12 likes and shit. Put that same motherfucker picture up on the storyline, niggas be hard that motherfucker like, but look at the setup. Man, your uncle ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong, man. Check your bitch storyline. Niggas be hard and saying slick shit and all that, but you know why? Because you let them niggas be your old lady friend. When you the only friend she fucking needs. So we just learning today, right? We gonna let it keep going.
I was with my girlfriend saying I was going here, lying to this man essentially. And so he started to probe around the house for weeks. And he was questioning me and it was just getting on my nerves and I was becoming more and more anxious. I said, look, this is what it is.
That must have felt good. Just to finally get it off of your chest.
Just to get it off my chest. Yeah, it felt good. But the pain that I saw in his eyes, that didn't feel good. Because that was my best friend. That was my best friend. And that didn't feel good. He was so discombobulated when I told him. He was very upset. He took a walk. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning because I was out. Why are you out at 4 o'clock in the morning? I'm somebody's wife and mama, got the little baby at home. I was out. When I came in, he was up waiting and we talked about this little thing he read in the book. I let it go. I couldn't hold it anymore. I was sick. It was making me sick, literally.
Have you ever thought about what happens to
Discombobulated how? Like
he has so many questions. He has so many questions. Is this where you were on this day? Is this what you did when you say you were this person?
You replay every conversation.
Yeah. It was bad.
And at this point, you're just being brutally honest.
I was being honest.
Well, you were still trying to...
I was tiptoeing.
Right.
Because I was like, I don't know what this man is going to do to me. I mean, I know him.
Right.
But people, you never know.
Snap.
People snap. And so, I was holding my baby because I'm like, he ain't going to kill me with the baby in my hand. I hope. So I was holding the baby. And, she didn't know. She's 1 year old. She's 2 years old at the time.
Yeah.
She didn't know what was going on. And so I'm holding the baby and I'm just telling him things slowly. Not everything, but some things. And it was hard for him.
He comes back in the house and then what?
He's like, I'm moving. I'm leaving. I'm going to live with my brother. I need to stay there for a couple days, a couple months. I don't know. I got to get out of here.
This might sound like a weird question, but was a part of you relieved when he was...
Yes, because I'm like, I get to be with my boyfriend now.
Oh, shit.
So a part of me was relieved. I didn't know what it entailed to have my helpmate gone. So I asked him not to leave because I showed, I wanted to show him that I was,
Yeah.
But a part of me was like,
okay,
God. Well, I get to talk on my phone all night like I really want to.
I don't got to hide.
I don't got to hide. I ain't got to go in the bathroom texting all night. I ain't got to make up something to get out the house.
I got to stop it here. There's something very, very key that she is saying, but she is not saying what she is saying. Her husband wasn't fucking her right. She was so engaged with the guy at the job, which I'm willing to bet, right? I am willing to bet that he's an older player, and she didn't understand the dynamics of, being in the game. She was a turtle. She was green and slow. And I'm willing to bet the dude is older. He knew she was green and slow. Obviously, he took advantage of the situation. He knew by being a man, even though he had a wife, she was risking more. Right? This is why I kind of fault brothers, because brothers know, like, if you just did a survey, right? If you did a survey about who would leave in the case of infidelity, women leave sometimes. They do. I'm not going to say that they don't. But at a higher level, it looked like the man is always, or at least publicly, willing to say he'll leave. I'm out this motherfucker. I'm done. Right? Especially if he's a square. Now, what you will kind of see, like, if the nigga's a player, if the husband is a player, like, and he kind of spent the bulk of his life fucking chicks, fucking other niggas' wives, fucking niggas' girlfriends, they baby mamas. When his old lady, his bitch get fucked, he be like, oh man, nigga, he just charged to the game, but he ain't gonna trip like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, he know how this game kind of go. A square is not gonna be able to understand it, because a square, they all in. It'll fuck up his sanity, man. He's so worried about, nigga dropping dick on you, right? Which he should be, because squares know, and this is something that men just gotta be honest with themselves. Squares know they not fucking their wife, right? Squares know. You fuck a woman, if you fucking her right or you not, right? And sometimes you can see these young ladies at the job, you know what I'm saying? Especially young girls in their 20s or something like that. And just in conversation, you could be talking about sex, and a lot of them, they married to somebody, but they ain't never had no orgasm. They ain't never squirted. They've been with this nigga 5, 10 years, 15 years, and you just talking shit and about, and they looking at it, they looking kind of foreign, like they ain't never squirted before. So now they intrigued, like, shit, you look like they want you to look, and you talk like they want you to talk. They want you to put that dick on them. Now, let's just say, they'll take a chance and step out there with you. if you fucking can deliver like you told them you was gonna deliver, it's gonna be lights out for the husband. I'm just gonna be totally honest. Because the first time you smashed in this young thing and she splashed all over the place, she's like, yo, she she gotta get that feeling again, bro. Cause she can't get it at home. You just love her at home. You cool, you just love her. This is your high school sweetheart. Remember, you think this is all it takes. High school sweetheart. Y'all fucking at the crib, bitch know how to get in a position before you even put in a position. Y'all just doing the same old thing. You know what I mean? You ain't got nothing, Then she go over pimping house. Then she go over that player house, that co-worker. And she meet up at that hotel. And he got some tricks that you ain't got. And he willing to keep learning that body. He ain't fumbling around. I mean, niggas married for I don't know how long. They can't find the clitoris. They can't do shit. But that nigga on the outside, he find that motherfucker, which we all know what the motherfucker at. We can tell your husband don't know where it's at. We can tell how you reacting. 85% of communication is body language. And it's just the man, he just know when he know like, oh, you ain't even used to, he can tell. Cause you can fake a lot of things. Let me tell you something about a woman. She can fake a lot of motherfucking things, bro. She can't fake that splash. That splash is real. You can't fake that shit. And unfortunately, he putting that dick on your old lady. Now it's gonna knock some pride out of you. But the worst part of the pride is gonna knock out of you is that you can't do that. There's nothing you can fucking do to keep that woman from going over there. Now she got that step on you. That's how my granddad used to say. He said, once she got that step on you, son, you never catch it. You know what I'm saying? And once she kind of like, she get enticed and she get out there, and it's obvious to see, she was out there. The reason why she was out there so hard, because dude was putting sweet daddy dick on her, beloved, and she just couldn't get out of it. She couldn't. And that's just, and the husband, his dick game was probably weak, and that just is unfortunate, but it just is what it is, right? We'll let it keep going though.
And now your boyfriend is like, hold on, what you doing?
Yeah. He's like, I hope this is not for me. And I'm like,
oh shit.
No, it's not for you, but
it's a little convenient.
It's convenient, but he's like, well, I still have my kids, and I still have my girl. He wouldn't call her his wife. I still have my girl, my kids.
Basically telling you don't get it fucked up.
Yeah. In other words, yeah.
You knew what this was.
Yep.
You let it go too far.
Yeah. You knew what this was. You couldn't handle it.
What do you feel about that?
I mean, he was right, and I knew he was right, but I didn't want to admit that. I didn't want to give in to that. I just wanted what I wanted, and I didn't care. I wanted him at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, does he actually leave? What do you?
So he left, and he stayed with a family member for a couple weeks, and we talked about it daily. Every day he had new questions. Every day he was calling me and, trying to get more information about what had transpired over the year and a half, almost 2 years. And it was a lot. It was a lot of things that I had to break down and tell him. There was a pregnancy he didn't know about. Well, he knew about, but he didn't know that there was someone else involved. It was a lot.
You were pregnant by the other guy?
I think. And when I say I think, it's because I was having an affair. So I was with that guy and my husband at the same time. So I didn't know.
You terminated the pregnancy?
So I had to terminate the pregnancy because I just couldn't handle that.
No.
I couldn't handle it. I didn't know I couldn't go through 9 months of torture like that.
And then the baby come and
I don't know who.
Let's stop again, right? Beloved, beloved, beloved. How long we been predicting this? How long we have been predicting this? What did we say? Black men are going to have to get used to their wives having outside children in the marriage. Because the side nigga is fucking raw. He is fucking her raw. And this is the importance of the first thing after infidelity. She's talking about her husband asking all these questions. Well, once you ask your bitch, hey, how long y'all been fucking around? And she say a couple of years, she can never be able to verbalize 2 years and a bunch of phone conversations. Because there's so much happened in 2 years, it's probably like, it's not even fucking worth even asking nothing else past that, right? The only thing you really want to know is, well, when we going down to the clinic together. Because this is the reality. She is so green, you can actually tell that she thinking that guy just fucking her and her only. Man, that nigga fucking a bunch of bitches at that job. It happens all the time. Every job got the workplace hoe. And then you know what's so unfortunate about the workplace hoe? You know I drop dick. he dropping dick, bro. He ain't fucking around with your old lady. He dropping dick. And if your fuck game ain't strong, or you willing to learn some new shit, all that fast pumping, you know, busting nuts in 3 minutes and 5, that shit ain't gonna work. So your uncle, you'll come here. We talk about semen retention here. We like, dog, there's no way you should be busting a nut every time you have sex. There should be times where you're knocking down your wife and you just letting her get off. But see, you can see when you start fucking, because it changes when you practice semen retention, it gives you a different mentality on sex. See, you come out of that little boy shit. You ain't just fucking to get you a nut. You just fucking so she can get a nut. And you learn how to hold your nut, do different tricks, do different things so your girl can get off. But if you busting a nut all the time and goddamn Johnny Sweet Dick from the job, he know how to do some other shit, boy, you fucked. Cause you just gonna be addicted to goddamn, who's not addicted to good sex? Who's not? That's the thing about, you know, and I ain't never recommended no whole phase, but you know, once you start kind of like, you got a real teenage life, you know, because I had a very interesting teenage life. So once you have like a very interesting teenage life all the way up to adulthood, a motherfucker can't offer you no pussy no more because you done been down that. You done been on that road. You know what I mean? But you get shorty that's green and she fall in love for the first time and you get her, she 19 and all that, and you ain't, you know, because she can feel something is missing. You fucking, and like I say, a square no when he ain't fucking his old lady right. Ain't no husband in the blind. He knows when he fucking his old lady right or not. He know when she just laying there so you can get a nut. He know. He ain't guessing it. He know. But guess what? That nigga on the side he ain't doing that, bro. He's not gonna do that shit. He gonna fuck her right. And then this is the testimony that you get. Nigga dropped dick and fucked up your shit. That's shattering to the ego. Damn, my nigga, you couldn't deprogram that shit. Now, even if you had the mouthpiece, you're gonna have to drop some dick to make it all work. You know, but if the mouthpiece ain't there and you can't drop dick, then we just get the story like this. We'll let the sister keep going. She's doing good. She's good testimony. We'll let her keep going.
Yeah. It was hard. It was very, 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 very hard.
What did he say when you told him that you were pregnant?
He's like, so you were pregnant by him? You know, he had so many questions. And I had to explain to him, like, I don't know. You know, I was seeing him and being with you at the same time. I don't know. But at the time, financially, we weren't ready for another baby. Mm-hmm. And I was able to persuade him that this wasn't the right time. So my ex-husband, he knew about the pregnancy, but he didn't know that it may have involved someone else. I just persuaded him to, like, you know, this is not the right time. You know, I'm on birth control. There could be birth defects, you know, whatever. I shouldn't do this. Let's not do this. And he was so supportive. He's like, whatever you want to do.
This guy is just...
If I'm lying, child, I'm flying.
When you describe him, he just sounds like the ideal guy. What do you say to the women that are in search of a man like the one you had? Like that
They
just
don't make them like that no more. Period. And I stand on that 10 toes down till this day. And he's remarried happily. I love his wife. She's wonderful with my daughter. They're really great. But I stand on that 10 toes down. They don't make them like him anymore. So if a woman is ever that lucky to find someone remotely close, fight for that. You know, stay true to that.
If you could be with him today, would you?
No. I wouldn't.
And why is that? Too much damage?
Too much damage. And the truth is, I was unfulfilled in a lot of ways in that relationship. And I wasn't able to express it in the right way.
Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. What did I just say? He's a great guy. He's wonderful. You know, I see the sunshine in the middle of the night. Will you go back to him? No. Know why she said no? He can't fuck. Great fucking guy, can't drop no dick. And what she's trying to say is, once that outside nigga put that dick on her, and she start having them orgasms and that splash, once you have a high level of sex, she's like, I can't go back to something normal no more. I can't. She's like, I can't do it. And it's interesting, beloved, because see, brothers need to hear this and sisters need to hear this, because this is the deal. You can't go back in sex. No man and no woman, none of us can go back on sex. And the thing about it, once somebody start doing some shit, they can't go back, especially men. Once a man, like, because the average black man be raised by porn. It's just what it is. Like, niggas is being raised by pornography. Nobody's having an old sit down and talking about sex. It's they put the porn tape in, or not today, it's the telephone. So once a man, like, he experienced regular sex, is cool. The minute you start sucking his dick, he can't get a female that just gonna say, well, I don't get no hit. It's not gonna work for him, because once he get a woman that's a step up in the sexual department, he can't go back. We feel that women is wired different. Oh, they're just more emotional, you know. No, they're sexual creatures, because I'm gonna tell you something that's so bugged out, and it's important that my nephews hear this. If we look at the physical makeup of a man and the physical makeup of a woman, if we be honest with ourselves, if we just said, who got the instrument, the sexual instrument that just made for pleasure, it's the woman. Men, we don't have the instrument that just only made for pleasure. Because, you know, when we have an orgasm, our orgasm is connected to reproduction. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's connected. A female's orgasm, it is not connected to reproduction. It has nothing to do with reproduction. Meaning, her sexual instrument, if anybody was using an instrument just for fun, just for enjoyment, it by physical makeup, it got to be the woman. Because she can get in that bed and have 2 or 3 orgasms and 4 or 5 orgasms, and it got nothing to do with nobody being pregnant, no reproduction, no nothing. It's not like that for a man. Every time you bust a nut as a man, that's a reproductive act. Every fucking single time. So once she get in the bed with somebody and he teaches her some different shit, and she kind of go back and try to show her, hey, I want you to do this and do that, and he can't perform it, she can't go back to that. She can't, beloved. And she's demonstrating that in her conversation, like, I can't go back to that. And she was like, I was trying to communicate that because I'm going to tell you something about a man. Again, we're going back to sex, power, and ego. This is the 3 things that run men, but it sways both ways, right? I don't give a fuck how big your ego is. This man been fucking your old lady for 2 years. My nigga, I'm going to keep it 100. If you're really paying attention to your woman body, you fucking know when she start coming home and doing different shit. There's no way you just was oblivious to her coming home after getting nigga dropping good dick off on your old lady. For 2 years, she kind of know all kind of tricks. Now, you met the broad when she was 19, nigga. Let's be real. Let's go back to paying attention to your bitch. 19, you should know every little trick, that whatever trick she got, you should have taught her. When this motherfucker come home and she know how to suck dick with her head hanging off the bed, And she know how to get all up in it and latch down the sex swing and all that. You just bought the motherfucker. As soon as you get it, she know how to get right in the motherfucker. You know, soon as she got damn, you know, an old school player taught her how to ride dick on her feet. She ain't putting her knees in the bed no more. When it's little things, you know, she know how to hold the balls when she in this sexual position, and she know a bunch of shit. But you didn't teach her none of this shit. Where the fuck you think she got this from, nigga? Where the fuck do you think she got this shit from? You got to get out your ego and say, oh man, this nigga, somebody showing this bitch something. I ain't showing her this now. You just came home and did this. That is a reality. Beloved, that's a reality. And that reality came right on time because we hit the 10-minute mark. So we're going to leave it there, right? Did you enjoy today's conversation, beloved? Man, listen. We got to have more uncles talk about this kind of shit. It's important. It's important, man. You got to hear it from a man. You got to hear this shit from a man. You got to we got to pay attention to these bodies. And also, if you are considering being married, if I was a minister, a counselor of some sort, and somebody was talking about marriage, I would make sure the man and woman listen to I'll play this whole interview. And then after the interview, I'm like, okay, if your wife did this, would you marry her? If the answer is no, my nigga, you ain't ready for marriage. Because the likelihood of you marrying in your 20s, because the average person die in their 50s, right? And going 50 years of marriage straight, and this woman never even looking at another man, liking another man, meeting him with another man, or wanting to meet him with another man, man, that shit, them days is over, bro. It's impossible. Especially if you send the bitch to a job. Oh, no, bro. No. This is a reality now. Don't never fucking think you got the special woman. You just got a woman. You ain't got Wonder Woman. You ain't got Superwoman. You know what I'm saying? You got a woman, bro. You have a woman. In fact, you're the head mechanic and you got an Escalade. But your Escalade have an oil leak. It's leaking oil all of the time. And you, as a head mechanic, as a husband, got to continue to put oil in this fucking priceless vehicle. Because if you don't, it ain't going to run right. And then somebody else will, beloved. And we'll leave it at that. You know what I mean? Peace and black power to your family. Beloved, we thank you guys so much for listening. We thank you guys for hanging out. This is indeed Real Black Conscious Forum Podcast. Beloved, it's your brother V, man. I'm going to get it with you guys later. Peace.
Thanks for listening. Remember to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Google, Anchor, Spotify, and Facebook. Also, don't forget to like, share, and comment on the podcast. Your opinion of what you just heard is important to the platform. So yes, beloved, your comments are the engine and fuel to the machine. Stay blessed and have a powerful day.